yesterday while making a touch, getting $10, which I promptly spent last night right over there. I told Alexander that 2 months ago I worked briefly on the Globe. You have to know that, Mr. Granger. I didn't tell him about the kidnapping. I wouldn't do that. Never. But you've got to know this fact.
Okay, so you didn't tell him.
Thank you.
You came here. Nowhere else?
That's right, nowhere else.
No accidental conversations?
No conversations. Just to him. And a phone to my wife to tell her that I couldn't get there. I've got to get out of here.
Charlie. Nobody thinks you did this.
It doesn't matter. It was hard enough trying to latch on somewhere to pull myself together. I just can't take this. I'll send you the $10.
I don't care about the $10.
I know that, Alexander. Don't you think I know that? City room. Mr. Granger, call on 3.
All right.
Granger, this is Denslow.
Oh, hello, Mr. Denslow.
I'm at Mr. Fielder's office. We've been checking employment records all night. Mr. Granger, about this leap to the Globe. Has the kidnapper made any attempt to contact you?
No, we just had the usual so far, a couple of cranks, the routine Bellevue psycho stuff that gets stirred up by something like this. What about the Fielder house?
No contact yet. I just spoke to Miss Hogan. People are starting to stand around now out in front.
And you did have a girlfriend?
Hold it. You've got something?
Well, this woman, did she have a speech impediment?
We have a list of the people Fielder fired. It's quite a list. Mrs. Fielder was right. He fired with a heavy hand. We're trying to find someone who has some connection with a woman who stutters. And I have a hunch that we don't have much time now. But we've got to keep going. We've got to assume that Fielder is still alive. In line with that, the Bureau has spoken to the other newspapers. They're all cooperating, printing nothing that will inflame the situation. But we believe that the kidnapper is most likely to read the bulletin. So we're requesting that you run a special story in your next edition. One meant for the kidnapper himself.
All right, hold it. Nick, pick up on 3. We're talking to Mr. Denslow.
All right, Mr. Denslow, I'm here.
We want you to write a special message to the kidnapper. The right words, the punchy words, the words he can't fail to read. Make him believe that Mrs. Fielder didn't betray him, that it was all an accident, a terrible piece of luck, not her fault. He must think that she still plans to follow his instructions.
I understand.
You're dealing with a terrified mind, probably a low mentality. Our gamble is that he wants to be reassured that he won't harm Fielder if you do the job.
He'll do the job, Mr. Denslow.
Scare me. They're like buzzards circling, waiting for what they know will happen. We don't know it. Look at them. My mother-in-law. She's even too numb to turn on me, to yell at me for being so stupid. I wish she would. I wish she'd scream at me. Emily. Listen to me. I've been around and I've seen a lot. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to make a categorical statement. I have never yet seen a secret that was really kept. I mean, really. On D-Day, the Allied invasion of Europe We had a code. German intelligence broke that code. They didn't know what to do with the information, but they broke the code. D-Day wasn't a secret. I don't understand what you're telling me. I'm telling you this. I believe there's a basic rightness to this life of ours. I know that's hard to understand sometimes. When a loved one dies, or a disaster happens, something like this was happening to you. But I believe with all my heart that it is right that your husband should live, to come back to his house, to his father and his mother, to you. I choose to believe that's more important than the fact that somebody talked, as they used to say during the war when a ship went down. Your secret wasn't kept, Emily, but you can still win your war. Thank you. So this is a message to you, whoever you are, wherever you are, from Emily Fielder, age 29.
Give me that.
We can wait for you. From Emily Fielder, age 29, wife of Robert Fielder, age 32. Much too young to die. She doesn't condemn you or judge you, Mrs. Fielder says. She only begs you, let Bob Fielder come home to her.
So what do you think? Can we still get the money?
How do I know? Go get some beer.
You had enough.
I said get some beer!
Get on that switchboard. Polly, who's on the board?
City room. I'll connect you. It was just a character who wanted to know the score of last night's program out in Los Angeles.
If your job is to answer the phone, stay on the phones. Now, do you hear that, Polly? I want those phones covered 100% this morning.
Yes, Mr. Granger.
What's the matter, Polly?
I have a headache.
Why don't you go lie down in the ladies' room?
I can't. We're short-handed this morning.
That's right. That numbskull doesn't belong on the board. Where is Vinny?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You're the head boy, Polly. If they're sick or something, they're supposed to call you and tell you.
He's not sick, Mr. Granger. He's just not coming in.
Well, what does that mean?
Mr. Granger, I think he was the one. Vinny. I think he told the Globe. I had a date with him last night. He's an awful boy. You never know about boys. He's an awful one. He doesn't like you, Mr. Alexander. He pretends to, but he hates you because you're very good. And you got there so young, and that's what he wants. He said some things about you last night, and I guess I defended you. And he got mad, and he said he had something terrific, and he was going to use it. He was going to use it last night, and he was going to get some money and a job as a reporter, and he was never going to work as a copy boy anymore. He just walked out and left me. He didn't even take me home. I thought it was just talk. Then I came in this morning, and I found this, and I knew it.
Where's the Globe? 47th Street?
No. 46th.
that boy anymore.
Don't start with the names. The real names I should call you I left in the gutter a long time ago.
So what, Alexander? I just wanted to get ahead.
Well, you didn't. You put a man's life on the line. Maybe you killed him, maybe you wrecked a family, and you didn't get ahead at all. You just cheated your way into the end of a dirty, blind alley.
Now, you get your hands off me. I got no time for you. I'm on an assignment.
An assignment? What kind of an assignment?
Now, listen.
Backstage at some grindhouse, huh? Or maybe a nice, juicy divorce proceedings, huh? Or maybe a fishing expedition where you can blackmail somebody. Well, I got an assignment for you. Eyewitness stuff. You go to Port Chester. You go to 917 Marion Road. You get into Robert Fielder's home and take a good look, copy boy. Take a look at Robert Fielder's parents. Take a look and see what can happen to people when a punk like you tries to get ahead.
Yeah, well, maybe I will. And I'll tell you something. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be better than you. And I'm gonna go any place and look anywhere and do anything I can to get there. Just like all the rest of you did. Just like you did. No, I don't have to. I don't have to knock you down. They will, those new buddies of yours. That sliming it and paid you off with this so-called job you think you got. Well, I got the job, don't I?
Yeah, you got it for a week, 2 weeks. That's how long they'll fool around with you. And then they'll kick you out. And that'll be it. Because no other paper, you hear?